Hello everyone. So I wanted to give a day one update on my League starter with the new Summon Holy Relic of Conviction gem. Now this is not a build guide, it's just if you're interested in this gem, I wanted to sort of show it off what I've cooked up here. I would say the League start's been mostly smooth-ish. This character is, level 82 in the hardcore Necropolis League, and it's going okay. We're in yellow maps, and it's doing perfectly fine. If you've ever played Holy Relic before, this gem is about the same, except you get two Holy Relics, and also the triggered spell is triggered on an enemy instead of around the relic. And what this means is that you can actually trigger it from range. So one thing I haven't really liked about Holy Relic builds in the past is you need to use either Cyclone or Static Strike or something like that to trigger your Holy Relic Novas and be right up next to the enemies. But for this version of the Holy Relic, I've actually opted to go with Kinetic Blast as a Wander, and it's been feeling pretty good. The other difference from the gem, two Holy Relics, which is double damage baseline, or if you're using the helmet, which you probably should be, it's 50% more damage than the normal Holy Relic gem. So I kind of just I did level as SRS because I didn't have access to the gem. I didn't want to level with normal Holy Relic, so I did switch to Holy Relic of Conviction as soon as I got to maps when I was able to buy the helmet and the gem off trade. And I've been going on a pretty crappy 4 link so far. Everything's kind of YOLO, I guess. I didn't really have a POB. I was planning on starting Chain DD, but I was just like, screw it, we're gonna play this. And so pretty standard minion guardian tree here, I think. Of course, the minion nodes, Bastion of Hope, and I think when I do Uberlab, I'll grab Radiant Faith for the armor. I don't really like Time of Need. I did need to grab Resolute Technique because the Nova triggers when you hit an enemy with an attack, so you do need to hit. So I had to spend a bunch of points to get Resolute Technique. In the future, you probably fix this with either like hits can't be evaded on the wand or something, or it's less point costly if you do end up going energized armor here, which you probably want to do in the future with like maybe fourth vow for defenses, especially in hardcore. So right now this is a lot of points. In the future it will probably be fewer points, especially if you grab this cluster here. It's not that inefficient. I also have EB, Eldritch Battery. I don't think it's quite necessary for this build, and I'm having socket issues, so I'm not even using Divine Blessing yet anyways, but I had it from when I went SRS. I haven't had time to respec, and it is next to a couple clusters that are potentially decent. Like if you need attack speed, there's a wand wheel here, and you can also grab the mastery for a nerve, which will increase your Holy Relic damage. This is a lot of points. I don't know if it's worth it, but it is kind of hard to get attack speed, and these are solid nodes, and maybe it's even enough accuracy where you can end up dropping RT, right? Because they also give accuracy as well. And there's also Glacial Cage, which is kind of cool. It's another increased damage taken, and you can get 10% chill from the mastery. So that's not bad either. It's actually 14% chill because of the travel nodes. So there's some considerations there, and if you were to go for a Timeless Jewel in the future, this would be a good spot to do it, plus you have the suppression here. But this is a lot of points for what I'm getting out of it right now, so it's probably not worth it. It's just a holdover from when I had SRS and really needed EB. But with just Kinetic Blast, you can probably solve the mana. Otherwise, we have Minion Leech and just minion damage nodes, some aura stuff, block life. Pretty standard tree, going for suppression over here. Don't know if this is the best way to get suppression on the build, but it's all I could think of, so we're gonna grab that. But yeah, pretty normal tree, I think. The build is like really socket starved. I don't even have Spectre set up because like I'm suffering on currency. My sockets are pretty bad. My gear is pretty bad. It's mostly life and res rares, right? With the helmet, and I alted +1 minion gems on the convening wand. That's another thing that's really nice about the wander is you can actually use a minion wand. The attack speed is not bad at 1.4 base, so it's like fine. As far as auras go, we have Zealotry for, the spell damage. We have Determination for armor and Tempest Shield for shock immunity. And then my Holy Relic is in a 4 link. Added fire damage support, I'm pretty sure is bad. It should be added lightning, but I haven't changed the colors yet. Then minion damage and controlled destruction. I don't know if it's viable to go crit or not on this endgame. I haven't POB'd it, but controlled Destruction is definitely one of your best supports when you are not crit. And I will probably swap to a 5-link soon. I have it in my stash, and just go add like added fizz damage or maybe even concentrated effect. I don't know. And then Carrying Golem with Feeding Frenzy, Frostblink, Shield Charge. I have Shield Charge linked to faster attacks. I have enough attack speed that I probably don't need it, and it'll help the socket pressure a bit. Cast when damage taken Molten Shell. I also have Convocation. I might drop Convocation. I had it in because of the big, the big Guardian from the Guardian Ascendancy, but I'm not using this for helping with clearing anymore like I did on SRS, so I probably don't need Convocation anymore, so I'll probably end up dropping Convocation. That'll help with the sockets, but this 4-link on Kinetic Blast really isn't good for socket pressure. Ideally, you want to eventually drop Pierce support by getting Pierce on either gloves or boots or wand or wherever you can get Pierce, but we do need GMP and returning Proj to help out. I haven't really worried about any breakpoints at all for KB, for the attack speed, for the cooldown on the Nova. When you have quality, I believe the cooldown is like 0.29 seconds or something. So you basically want a little over three attacks per second or something like that. I'll worry about it later when I can actually afford to with my gear. And I'll just do a quick little P6 map. I'm not in red maps yet. As you can see, for a minion build, it kind of blasts. It's really very decently fast at clearing with the way that the Holy Relics target. It's very enjoyable, honestly. It feels like playing a Kinetic Blast Wander, but as a minion build, and it does decent enough damage for a league start, right? Obviously, I'm not the fastest player in the world, but one of the main problems I have right now is that single target can be kind of iffy, and that's probably mostly because my trigger rate's not optimized, but also my itemization, links, everything like that is also pretty bad. One thing about Holy Relic is that it is a physical minion spell, and I don't personally love scaling it as a physical spell. I know that normal Holy Relic builds do scale it as physical. I'm not that into that. I would rather go Elemental or Chaos. And especially with the Guardian node, with the Guardian Relics that give, all of the Elemental auras. Those definitely make you want to scale it as elemental and not physical. The problem, of course, is that it is very difficult to convert minion damage to elemental. Your options are basically Triad Grip, which I may swap to, but it's kind of difficult to get the colors I need, or Fizz's Lightning, which is only 50%, right? You don't really have scaling options, or you don't really have conversion options on minions, so yeah, that's kind of rough. But I'll probably swap to Triad Grip eventually, once I, get a bit more currency, can figure out sockets and stuff. I probably want it with 3 green, but maybe 4 blue is fine. It just depends on making the socket colors work out. Unlike a lot of minion builds, I can actually go 3 green on the Triad Grip, because that's what I'm using for my Kinetic Blast, but maybe the Pure Lightning's better. They're probably about even, but you do get a lot of value out of Hatred if you go more green than blue. So yeah, it just depends. They're probably pretty even though. And you just sort of go like Elemental Weakness and Ellie Pen and other things like that. I was thinking though, potentially, probably a Necro version might be better. That's like full chaos, either chaos hit based or poison, with the new Unholy Might for minions. Unholy Might, pretty dang good with the full chaos conversion, and then you can go Despair, you can go Wither, you can inflict Wither with your Kinetic Blast. You can also do like barrage maybe for single target to get even more wither stacks. Also, I just wanted to show real quickly, so like Kinetic Blast is obviously quite good for clear. I really wanted Power Siphon to work, but it just feels a bit worse because of the lack of explosions. It still does okay. It's probably better on single target. It gives you like Culling Strike and stuff, right? So there's a few options here for your actual wanding. And the nice thing about Power Siphon is it has this auto target, so you don't need to aim your cursor anywhere. However, the targeting range is also rather short. It's not going to target off screen. Like if there's nothing on screen, you don't get any projectiles. So I just end up finding Kinetic Blast a lot smoother, but Power Siphon is a very good option for your Holy Relic trigger. It's not bad at all. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know where I'm going with the build from here. Obviously, the current version isn't very optimized because I kind of just YOLO'd without a POB. The gear's not very good, but I think the skill has clearing potential. I don't know if it has single target potential, especially in hardcore, but it feels pretty fun to play for a fastish minion build. I liked it so far. As a league starter, I would rate it probably around a 6. I think it'll end up struggling in red maps, especially with single target damage, but it's doing okay. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this build update, and thanks for watching.